We have faculty members who explicitly say, call me by my first name. And we have faculty members and our department head who said that just sets the wrong tone, because there should be sort of a standard set. So we actually tell our entire master's program students in the first week of orientation that your first go-to is to say Dr. So-and-so if they have a doctorate degree. And then if they respond to you as their first name, or if they say to you in the classroom, you can use my first name, then you can do that. But that your first go-to as an etiquette issue anywhere on campus should always be Dr. So-and-so. I mean, that's actually something we've talked about.
Yeah, I think I've seen it done both ways. I tend to go by Professor Dale, Dr. Dale, partly because I have a complex about being young and female and feel like I'll take respect and authority sort of a little bit in that way. That might not be a good reason, but that is, I'm aware of why I prefer that. And there are others in my program who go by first name, and there are mostly men who do that. So something to think about. I think either is okay, but I agree that undergraduate students, their starting point is professor or doctor.
Or they should be taught that.
They
Sorry.
should be.
And they
that's
shouldn't
what I
be
found.
texting you and saying, hey.
Yeah.
And they should learn that. They should be taught that. And it's not their fault, because they're coming from a different, aspect. I feel like, and I'm teaching graduate students, and I say, look, you're going to be reaching out to somebody else about their research, and you're going to be looking for a thesis mentor. You can't start off with the word hey. So I don't mean to sound pejorative. I'm just saying it's helpful to set the tone in the beginning of the class and say, these are my expectations. Now you can decide for you what's comfortable, and you can ask other people in your department, what they do.
So you say it explicitly, like, I'll put it on a slide?
Not a slide, but when you're introducing yourself, you say, my name is so-and-so, this is my background, this is the class I'm going to be teaching. When you contact me, I prefer that you contact me and say, and write your email as Dr. So. We also, so I give out my cell number. I don't mind giving out my cell. No, it's a different, that's what I'm saying. Each person is different. So for a different set of reasons, because we travel a lot, I travel a lot internationally. So I say to them, you're able to text me, but you have to say who you are, or you send me an email and then give me 24 hours. If I haven't responded within 48 hours, press resend. These are my personal expectations, or my personal desires, let's say. So I think each professor should do that explicitly at the beginning of the course, so that you don't feel offended, or you're not feeling judged. You're not judging the student later on. If I don't say to my students, this is how I want you to address me, I can't later on in the middle of the semester say, I don't like this kid. I got to give him some kind of a subjectivity assessment on class participation, but I don't like the way he addressed me. I thought it was very immature. That's not fair, right, to the student if I haven't given everybody the same level of expectations.
Thank you.
I think there's another aspect to that as well, is that with such a diverse student culture, body, a lot of students are deeply uncomfortable calling you by your first name. And so you kind of set this weird thing up where a lot of students from here are cool, and they'll call you Helen, and then I sort of have this range from Professor Helen, no one, to, and over time, I've actually gone back and said, I'm Professor Pinho, this is what I do, this is what I teach, that my emails always, I sign them off as Helen Pinho, and students are quick to, and my degrees and students are quick to actually pick that up. Perhaps over the length of the class, it could shift, and if people start calling me Helen, I'm less fussed. But at the beginning, when I first started teaching, I said, just call me Helen. And that was not good. We actually needed some boundaries. And then, but really, a lot of students just feel comfortable if you tell them, and you keep it,